What's going on YouTube? Hello my tackle hoarders out there. APFA back again. Mystery tackle box. Let's get into it and see what we got. This is for the month of May 2020. Hopefully you guys are out fishing. Water's warming up. With everything going on, it's kind of hard for me to get out there. But we got a little sticker. We have what's inside. Little Devil's Digest, like always. Tips and tricks on some of the baits that are in here. Two sides. Okay, first thing we have is we have the Strike Pro Swing Prop. Which will have to be this guy right here. Like always, we will take it out and take a look at it. It looks like 3.5 inches, 3/8 of an ounce. It's a top water. The color is Bluegill, which is a very good pattern for me, being in Wisconsin. The main forage in my lake are bluegill. You can see that big lip up front, almost like a jitterbug, if you guys are familiar with the jitterbug. Nice sharp hooks on it. But basically, this lip here, if you don't know, is going to make the thing walk back and forth just on a city retrieve. If you ever fished a jitterbug, you know how effective that is. This is just almost a remake of that, a little bit longer. All right by me. Up next, we have the Big By Baits Coontail Worm. If you're a subscriber of mine, these are going to be them right there. If you're a subscriber of mine, this is the first bait I ever put in my tank test. My test tank, I'll say. This is the Coontail Worm. Got a nice solid head on it. And the tail doesn't feel hollow in this, but it's very, very effective on a shaky head. So if you go back in my channel, go to my tank test, you will see this is the first bait I ever put in the test tank. It's a very, very effective worm on a shaky head. I have it rigged up that way in a shaky head, and this thing has no problem standing up on end. I highly recommend you guys check that video out if you're unfamiliar with this bait. I don't know how else to use this bait besides on a shaky head. You can see it's got these big ribs in it all the way through it. That's going to trap air and release air bubbles as you work it on the bottom. Like I said, I have that all in a tank test on my channel. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. This is a 4-pack. It looks like it's black and blue. Maybe a hint of something else in it. But awesome, awesome shaky head baits. Highly recommend this bait. Next thing up, we have X-Zone Lures Pro Series Adrenaline Bug, which will be these right here. These are scented. The Big By Bait stuff is scented. Essentially, a beaver style bait. Black with blue flake. As you can tell, these come attached here. Obviously you want to pull those apart. If you want to pitch and flip with it, you can keep them together. That's fine. Good all around baits. It's got some ribbing in there to displace water on both sides. Holds scent well. It is pretty well scented. This is a sample pack. Also, for 4 of them in there, obviously black and blue is a staple color for everybody. This is obviously, lots of people use these for jig trailers. This is a good pitching and flipping bait due to the fact of the profile and not a lot of stuff hanging off of it. And it's got floating claws, it says here on the packaging, right here. So this is another bait you could probably put on a shaky head and get that craw bait profile in a defensive mode. Not bad. Something else we would throw. Next thing up, we have Carl Stash Carolina Rig Kit, which will be this right here. Essentially, if you don't know how to rig up a Carolina rig, it's got everything in here. There's a ton of videos on them. I cheat. Basically, I use a ticker and a bead that come in this package in my Texas rig setup. And 2 stops, weight stops, bobber stops, whatever you want to call those. Slide it up the line, set the depth really easy. I also have a video on that. But nice little kit here, a couple of swivels, couple of weights. The weights are 1/2 ounce brass weights. Got your beads, your tickers, and your swivels there to prevent line twists. The way I set up my Texas rig, like I said, 2 stops. Basically the same thing as a Carolina rig. With the 2 stops, you can slide it up the line. For a Carolina rig, but I don't use the swivels, I don't really get line twists, so to each their own, I guess, on that. Moving on, we have Mustad extra wide gap hooks, which will be these. These are 3/0 right here. So essentially you could set up a Carolina rig, throw on that worm, throw on that beaver bait by X-Zone there, and fish a Carolina rig. So that's pretty cool. And last, we have D&L Tackles Bradley Roy Pro Series Baby Advantage Jig, which will be this. I don't have any specifications on this. We will open it up and look at it. It looks like a swim jig. Looks like a craw pattern. Nice stout hook on it. You can see the head there. Looks like a swim jig to me. And a craw pattern, like a summer craw pattern. Brush guard there. Nice sharp hook. Weed guard is not too stout or too long, so you got a nice hookup ratio on that. Usually I will trim these down, because if you flex these down and it goes way past that barb, they're too long. All you do is take a scissors and cut these down to about the right before the barb. So when you go to set that hook, there's less of that weed guard that has to pass that hook to get a good hookup ratio. I have already done on some of the jigs I got, just cut off individual strands just to thin it up a little to ensure more hookup on fish when they're a stout one, extra long one. Just a little tip I do. But that's going to do it for the month of May for the regular box. I'm pretty pleased with this. This is everything I would probably throw, especially the top walker here. Vegetation is down yet, at least for me in Wisconsin, so I can still get away with exposed treble hooks like that on a topwater bait like that. So thanks for watching. Check out my channel for other content like this. Go back and look at that Coontail Worm. I'm telling you guys, it's pretty good. You got to dig back a little bit. I do a lot of tank tests if you're new to the channel. So, but it's very worth checking out that video. But I'm going to get on out of here. Like I said, thanks for watching. Share the video, like the video, leave me a comment. They're always welcome. Most of all, subscribe, please. and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.